Welcome to the Full Experience. This is a show where Brian Brushwood and myself, Tom Merritt, look at 4 episodes from a TV show to see if we can get a sense, kind of a working literacy of the entire run of the series. We watch the first, the ultimate, the lowest, and the last episode, ultimate and lowest, as determined by IMDb ratings. And we are finishing up our viewing of Land of the Lost with the last episode, season 3, episode 13, Medicine Man, which first aired December 4th, 1976. I'm Tom Merritt. He's Brian Brushwood.
Holy hot dog, Batman. This was a complete validation of the full experience. I am 100% certain that we got essentially everything that we need to get from a pop culture standpoint from Land of the Lost. I bet we can speak it as well as anybody else.
We saw all the main characters. We got the Sleestaks, we got Chaka, we got Enoch, we got both dads, the dad and the uncle. And as we often say, even for the best series, there always has to be one worst episode. And even for the worst series, there always has to be one best episode. And I think this was it. I actually thought this was the best of the 4 episodes we watched.
Oh, you thought this was better than the ultimate episode? Actually, interesting.
It never lagged for me. It never lagged. Everything was always moving along. I never had a abominable snowman cave point where I'm like, oh, okay, it just ground to a halt. It actually was astonishingly modern in how it dealt with its subject matter of Native Americans and cowboy justice and all of that.
Yeah, this would only be within 10 years of traditional Cowboys and Indians television programming.
And I feel like if this had been made in 1986, it would not have been. It is a specific product of the 70s gestalt that allowed it to be have a little more modern sensibility that there was a backlash against.
Yeah, well, okay. So in terms of plot, this one feels more like they turned the cameras on and then decided kind of what to do. I mean, there's I don't know, like narratively, there was no arc. It was just a bunch of running around.
I disagree. I felt like there was a clear arc, which is you had, well, I can't remember the guy's name, the Marshal, maybe his last name was Marshall, whatever. The Union soldier is chasing, what is our medicine man's name?
Yes, and top, like I think you're right. There was
we have that pursuit, right? It's like, why are you here? Oh, someone's after you. Oh, should we hide you? Like there was a storyline there, and then there was the kind of the overarching storyline of like, well, if you guys could get back, could we get back? And who should we allow to try to get back? And can we save his life? Can we save her life? I guess.
Okay, I'll give that to you. So the beneath the surface, the emotional narrative arc was there. The question about like, can two enemies get along for, put differences behind? Yes, they can. That is the only progress I saw. The getting home thing just seemed like so much noise. Like, I don't know, maybe get home. But the surface level,
why they needed the horse to get back was unclear to me. That was the biggest weakness.
Literally all of the surface level, like a 7-year-old, like the 7-year-old who's not going to talk about like guys didn't get along and justice, the fever, the traditional medicine versus Native American medicine. Let's say a 7-year-old isn't going to do any of that. Have the 7-year-old describe it. And then you find yourself saying a very clumsy run-on sentence about how there was a medicine man. He was hiding behind a tree and jumped out in almost a fight scene. And then a horse. And then like, I don't know.
I don't agree still. I think you can clearly explain, like, what was his name?
Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf. Thank you. Lone Wolf appeared there. They had to gain trust. They gained trust. They saved his life by helping him collect his things. Then the man chasing him appeared. They didn't know whether to trust him, but he was sick. They got Lone Wolf to agree to help him. We weren't sure if Lone Wolf was to be trusted, though. However, we did convince him to save him. And then we had one last trust issue of whether they should go together to try to find their way back. The plot weakness is like, I don't know how they're finding their way back. And if they can, why wouldn't everybody go with them? But that story arc of like trust and not trust and the explanation of why Lone Wolf was like, yes, my methods work, but not on a mass level. I need the white man's medicine in order to treat as many people as are sick. I thought there was a lot of nuance and a lot of story in there.
Well, then in that case, maybe there's a fine story in there that just got lost in the production storytelling because I've been pretty generous in all my watches, but this one, it wasn't as off as Abominable Snowman, but there seemed to be a few times that they started rolling tape and then decided what to do on camera.
Yeah,
But
I thought this was better than The Stranger, but I was definitely not paying attention anymore to production or acting when I made that evaluation. So that could explain the difference in opinion for sure.
That's where I would sit is this is the first episode that we've watched that I didn't care that the production value was complete trash and the acting was barely passable. And I actually just paid attention to the story. Like maybe it takes 4 episodes of this show to just get over that and just enjoy the story for what it is.
Again, I got to go to the mat and defend this show as an artifact of its time for it was supposed to be, for the modality in which it was transmitted and all that. I mean, I continue to look at all of that. Like, again, you grade on a curve on what they were allotted in terms of budget and time. And I thought more of the episodes, for my money, did better than this one. I found the disappointing parts of the pacing distracting for me on this one.
That's so interesting because this was the first one where I didn't have pacing problems. The other ones I always were like, how much time do I got left? And this is the first one where I checked my watch once or twice, but it was not that constant like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to get through this? I was a little more captivated by the story, I guess, which is just a matter of taste. Sure.
And Tom, it's Captain Elmo Diggs.
How could I forget?
I don't know how you didn't remember Elmo Diggs.
Lone Wolf, and the people that are trapped are the Marshals.
That's the Marshal, of course. Yeah,
the family are the Marshals. I thought this was pretty interesting in the fact that when, as Tom was alluding to earlier, when you put this story later in chronology, that you don't get this story with the way that's presented. And if you go earlier, the story doesn't hit. So it's kind of like this perfect little area where the racist tropes are there, but they're at a level that's digestible for this time that you can't do later, but it's still a story that means something that you couldn't do earlier.
Yeah,
like
I wrote in my notes
nice
that the terminology is dated. You wouldn't use those words, but the concepts were pretty modern.
Right. Yeah.
And when we got to the, waving feathers and stuff, I don't believe that was really well researched or anything, but, but yeah, I mean, a lot of this was based on what actually was happening at the time. They weren't trying to make the Captain Diggs a hero or make Lone Wolf, some kind of evil savage, which is what you would have got in the 60s for sure. Yeah,
right. And then in the 80s, you couldn't have used the same structure and the same, it would have been just a little bit more sensible. So
yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, we are of course avoiding the song at the end.
Oh, what was the song?
It was.
I don't know what the song was, but it was the goodbye to the series because it was the last thing we got before they ran the credits.
It was the brother coming in at the last second after the sister and the uncle had their little parting conversation about the lesson they learned on the show. And then he just kind of comes out of nowhere with this, janky guitar and like, oh, I've got a song.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. And it's like very it's like a 12-string perfectly tuned guitar.
And the song is not particularly about anything. It's just about, it's just kind of a generic radio song. Like, yeah. that he
Like,
happened
hey,
to write.
Since the show's ending, can we try to make myself a music career out of it?
I wonder if they knew this was going to be the last episode altogether, and they're like, let's put a song at the end. You know,
I think they decided about halfway through, just like Brian was saying, about halfway through recording this episode, they're like, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that pretty much does it for Land of the Lost. I thought this was a successful watch, as you did, Brian, as far as like giving me the flavor of Land of the Lost. I thought it was successful in letting me re-encounter something I haven't watched since the early 80s, probably, is, you know, when I watched the last rerun, and engaging with which things were nostalgic and which things didn't hold up. It was a good pick. What do you think?
Yeah, 10 out of 10 as far as validation of the full experience theory, and 7 out of 10. All things being equal, this felt like a 40-minute nostalgic revisit instead of a 90-minute nostalgic revisit.
Yeah. Well, to your point earlier, that this is reacting to the Cowboys and Indians genre that preceded it. In this particular episode, we have decided to watch Bonanza for the next full experience. Bonanza first premiered on TV in 1959 and ran all the way up to the year before Land of the Lost premiered in 1973. That is when the finale of Bonanza said goodbye to television. So it basically ran the entirety of the 1960s. The way to watch this is to get the DVDs, or you can find a legal platform that has them and hope what you're streaming is not improper, but it's not your fault because you're on a legal platform.
Not just DVDs. How many DVDs?
Oh, hundreds of DVDs.
It was like 122 DVDs is how many are in the set.
You can buy them in subsets like seasons 1 through 3, seasons 4 through 6. However, our episodes are from season 1, season 10, season 7, and season 14, which are in 4 different subsets. So we will be watching these through a legal platform.
Do we want to say which one and leave it at that?
YouTube.
No, let's. I think we should hang a hat on this. On this show, we are aware that piracy exists, but we are on this journey with completely clean hands. I think that, as a matter of fact, this is the program that got me to give up piracy. It's because I realized I couldn't be a hypocrite and host a show with Tom about how to watch what you want but also be taking the shortcut route of illegal piracy. And so in this case, we've run into some interesting edge cases about legal versus ethical and how to do it. But in this case, all the episodes that we need to watch are on YouTube and have been there for a while, which means they're fully ingested in the content ID system, which means whatever arguments there are to be had about who owns what and who wants to get paid and who ought to get paid but doesn't really care because this is actually kind of an ad for their thing, those have all happened, and now they exist on YouTube. And we've never had a full watch library experience where we're pretty sure this is gray market. We're pretty sure this is not where, all things being equal legally in the United States, this is where it should have ended up. But all parties appear to be settled on it. So we're sort of rolling into this.
They're not.
Oh, really?
The worst interpretation is that people have uploaded these without permission, and the rights holders have not yet got around to contacting YouTube, because that's the way it works. Under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, YouTube doesn't police this. You have to police it. So the worst interpretation is the rights holders don't realize they're there, haven't got around to saying, hey, wait a minute, that's our stuff. Here's what we want done about it. The best interpretation is the rights holders not only know they're there, but have taken advantage of the content ID system to say, yes, they can upload our intellectual property and we will get the money for it. Which is, to me, the best use of YouTube for a company would be to say, like, yes, you do all the hard work of optimizing and digitizing an upload, and then we'll rake in the advertising money from it. We don't know, actually, which of those is true. It is not illegal for us to watch them, so that's how we're going to watch them.
Yeah. And it's 112 discs. 112 discs.
It's a long series.
That's a hefty box. Like, you get like a single DVD is kind of light, right? But then you get like a box that's got like 6 of them.
It's
or
a
8
brick.
Of them, and you're like, this is 120. It's 4 boxes of 23 discs each.
Like, remember going to Best Buy and buying 100 CDRs to record on? Imagine saying, no, sweetie, I need you to go back and buy 12 more.
That spindle isn't enough.
Yeah. So once again, the premiere episode arose for Lotta. The ultimate episode is season 10, episode 23, The Wish. That episode, by the way, is an hour and a half. It's like a special double size episode. The lowest episode, season 7, episode 10, The Strange One. And the last episode, season 14, episode 15, The Hunter. Those will be the full experience next time. Thanks everybody for watching. If you are a patron, you'll get these episodes as always early at patreon.com/Cordkillers. We'll talk to you next time.